Okay, students. So, first of all, you have to understand the concept of the design engineering. Concept wise മനസ്സിലാക്കുക and then try to answer. Okay. So, ഓരോ ടോപ്പിക്കിലും it has its own relevance. Okay. From each and every topic you can expect a question. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ്റെ ഒരു കറക്റ്റ് ആൻസർ എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കുക. അതിനുശേഷം വേണം നമ്മൾ ആൻസർ ചെയ്യാൻ. So try to keep thinking. Here we don't have much theory portions ഒക്കെ വളരെ ലെസ്സാണ്. ഇരുന്ന് കുത്തിയിരുന്ന് പഠിക്കുക സ്പൂൺ ഫീഡിങ് പോലെ നത്തിങ് ഐ ക്യാൻ ഗിവ് യു. ഒരു കറക്റ്റായിട്ടുള്ള നോട്ട്സ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നത്തിങ് ഐ ക്യാൻ ഗിവ് യു. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തേ പറ്റും. ഓക്കെ. സോ പ്ലീസ് ഗിവ് മോർ ഇൻപുട്ട് ടു ദ ഡിസൈൻ ആൻഡ് എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ്. Okay, so let's start. I think we have already discussed about it. So it's the oral presentation. Okay, so we are discussing about how to show our design to some other person. നമ്മൾ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന നമ്മുടെ ഡിസൈനിന് how to show it to a third person. Okay, so for example, if I'm developing a washing machine and I'm telling that currently ഉള്ള എല്ലാ വാഷിംഗ് മെഷീനേക്കാളും one step ahead ആണ് എൻ്റെ വാഷിംഗ് മെഷീൻ. So I have to express this washing machine is better than everything. Okay, so I have to express this to other person. ഇത് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ പോരാ, എൻ്റെ കമ്പനിയിലൊരു മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ പോരാ. This has to be അതും ഒരു client has to understand it, and then he will buy it and then he will market it. Okay, that's how the procedure is going. So today we are dealing about how my idea is presented to someone else. Okay, well, the different methods we have already discussed. So first one, next is oral presentation. That is by oral presentation. Oral presentation ഒന്നുമില്ല, നമ്മൾ PPT വെച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനാണ് you're calling it as a oral presentation. That is by mouth വെച്ച് നമ്മൾ പറയുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Okay. So mainly this is having 4 key stages. First one is identify the audience, outline the presentations, develop the appropriate supporting materials, and practice the presentation. Okay. Hello, first point. Okay. So first of all, you have to understand who is listening. Okay. Suppose if I have to example, then we will continue. That is a washing machine. Okay. So our washing machine PPT presentation is going on. That is a new product I am launching. Okay. So this matters. Even the Steve Jobs also. Okay, Steve Jobs also വലിയ ആൾക്കാർ iPod when he actually iPod ന്റെ ഒരു presentation എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എല്ലാവരും വിളിക്കും. That means there will be technical people, there will be non-technical people, there will be media, there will be senior professors, okay? There will be even students also. Okay, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒരു യൂത്ത് ഒരു 20 to 30 years ഉള്ള കുറച്ച് യൂത്ത്, they also will come. Okay, so all kind of people will come. ഇവരെല്ലാവരും കൂടെ വന്നിട്ടായിരിക്കും they will be hearing this presentation. So this is, I think, first time when Steve Jobs he himself actually launched the iPod. Okay, ആ ഒരു സമയത്ത് he did the same thing. Okay, he actually iPod ന്റെ ഒരു presentation it was like that. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു audience it has all kind of people. Okay, so നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ you have to understand who is listening. Okay, so the audience will contain all kinds of people, and each and every person has to be delivered. Each and every person who is sitting has to understand what is you're going to express, what is you're going to understand, what is you're going to present. Okay, so you should not make a presentation in such a way that only technical people is understanding. Only non-technical people are not at all understanding. Okay, so that is a very bad presentation. It should be understandable to all kind of people who are sitting. Okay, so that's the first point. I think we have discussed about this. And the team audience has been there, team can tailor the presentation to audience. As with the other deliverers, presentation must be properly organized and structured. Okay. Okay. The first step is to articulate a rough outline. Second is to formulate a detailed outline, and third is to prepare a proper supporting material such as visual aids and physical models. Okay. For the presentation, first you can make a rough outline. Okay, first you can just, for example, I'm telling I'm launching a washing machine. So washing machine, I'm launching a washing machine. I can give a rough outline of the washing machine. Okay, and just a picture with it. I can give this is a washing machine that I'm going to launch, and put it just a rough outline. Other than it, second version, I will tell in detail about this washing machine. That is, apart from the other washing machine, my washing machine is having certain features. That is, it will consume less electricity, it will consume less water, it is more speed, it consumes less time, it cleans clothes much better than others, okay, and it consumes less washing powder, all these things, okay. So ഇതൊക്കെ എനിക്ക് ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് ആയിട്ട് my features of my washing machine in detail I can formulate in the second stage. അതിനുശേഷം I can show some supporting materials such as I can add some pictures, I can add some physical models to properly implement my properly implement my design. Okay, അതായത് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ അതായത് what I'm telling, my washing machine is having so good qualities. അപ്പോൾ ആ good qualities correctly exhibit ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി I can use the visual aids, I can use pictures, I can use physical models. Okay, so using the physical models and using the visual aids means pictures, 3D models, 3D Max, CAD models. Okay, all these models I can use, and using all these models I can present my material, or else I can say I can present my design. Okay, so while seeing this kind of visual aids, the people will understand it better rather than writing in the words. People will understand better. So that's the correct format to present a presentation. Now coming to the presentation. Okay, the presentation as a all, it should have a title. Okay, first you should include a title in the presentation. Okay, title array. Okay, so in the title you should mention the client, project, and the design team and the organization that you're working for. Okay, first title slide now you should what should you write? You should write about the clients, projects, design team, organizations you should working for, and also if your company is having certain logos, that logos also you have to add. Secondly, you have to keep a roadmap. Roadmap ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് what is my presentation? How will be my presentation? So some presentation you can say first you will there be a title set. Other way it is second page. It will be having content page. Okay, so content page they will include all the contents that you are going to explain. For example, I can say mine is a washing machine. Okay, so after this, in the second slide I'm including a content page. Okay, so in the content I'm including first details of a washing machine. Okay, technical details of a washing machine, the pictures of the washing machine, the working of the washing machine, principles of the washing machine. Fourth, I can say advantages of this washing machine, disadvantages of this washing machine. And next line I can add it like how this washing machine is overcoming the other washing machine that is prevailing in the market. Okay, എൻ്റെ വാഷിംഗ് മെഷീനിൽ നിലവിലുള്ള വാഷിംഗ് മെഷീനേക്കാളും എങ്ങനെയാണ് ടോപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Okay, that is what is the prevailing quality in my washing machine that the other washing machine is not having. Okay, lastly conclusions, cost estimations, all these things. Okay, so these are the things I'm going to present. Okay, ഇതിന്റെ ആ ഒരു present നമ്മൾ contents include, that is your index page. Likewise, your lab manual you are preparing, right? Lab manual first page you are having the index page. So index is an experiment number, date of the experiment, your marks, signature. Okay, so by seeing the front page you will get a total idea what is inside your book. So that is actually a roadmap. Okay, so that is a content page should be included in the presentation. That is actually a route map. That means route map means by seeing that presentation, by seeing that content page, the viewer will understand where you are taking to him. Okay, correct picture of that presentation he will get. Next is the problem statement. Okay, so which include the highlights of the revised problem statement that the team produced after the research and consultation with the client. Okay, so this is also very important. അതായത് the PPT, the presentation should highlight the revised problem statement, which means that uh, prior to the presentation, this will be executed, like this will be examined by senior professionals and senior engineers. Okay, the senior engineers, they will ask you a lot of questions. They will ask you to correct a lot of materials. Okay, they will give you a lot of suggestions. Okay, they will give you a lot based on their research. Okay, അവർ കുറേ ideas ഒക്കെ തരും. Maybe they will tell that this will not good fit the market. Okay, your product may fail. ഒരുപാട് suggestions ഒക്കെ അവർ തരും. Okay, so you have to give a revised statement for the problems. Okay, all the problems whatever they have stated, you have to give a solution to that problem. So that our problem solution should be there in your presentation. If the people, if before this presentation, so many seniors have examined my washing machine and they have told a lot of problem with it. So all the problem solving should be there in my PPT. Okay, common ആയിട്ട് വരാവുന്ന issues അവർ point out ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. ആ issuesന്റെ ഒക്കെ ഒരു solution should be there. Next is background material on the problem. That is, it includes relevant prior work and other material developed for the team research. Reference should be included but may be placed in a slide at the end of the presentation. Key, okay. So background materials on the problem. Okay. So നമ്മുടെ ഈ പ്രോബ്ലത്തിന് സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് you should keep the background material, or you can see the supporting materials. Like if I'm telling that my washing machine is consuming less amount of electricity, how I can show the usage of electricity. I can show the electricity bill. Okay. For the last 1 week, I have been using this washing machine and this is the electricity bill. I can show it. That's the background material. You can see the supporting material for the problem that has been stated. Okay. So I cannot just say that, oh, this is like this. You should give the correct proof of it. Okay. So that's the background material. That is all the suggestions, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ all the problem solution statements should have a backup or background material for supporting it. Okay. Next is the key objectives of the client and the users as reflected in the top level or 2 levels of the objective tree. The key constraints are the assigned customers. Okay, which means that key objectives of the clients and the users. That means in the beginning itself, you will be stating the key objective of your design. Okay, key objective of your design. So that key objective of the client and the users should be very well reflected throughout the presentation. Okay, so for example, if I'm telling you about the washing machine, okay, so key objective is that nowadays we are having water scarcity problem. Okay, electricity consumption, time. So these are the key objectives. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഇതിനെയൊക്കെ ഓവർകം ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ് I have developed a new washing machine. So that's the key objective. So this is the key objectives of clients and users. So the client has approached one client, എന്നെയാണ് ആദ്യം client approach ചെയ്തത്. That means the prevailing ആയിട്ടുള്ള washing machine is having this much of problem. Because of that, washing machine market is going down. You have to develop a new washing machine which is overcoming a problem. Okay, so I got that project and I made a research on that and I have developed a washing machine. Now washing machine presentation ആണ് നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, so the key objectives of the clients and users should be reflected from the start to the end of the presentation. Okay, the main agenda of the presentation, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ main agenda of the clients and users, that should be reflected from the start to the end of the presentation. അതായത് water usage, electricity usage, all these things has been correctly reduced എന്നുള്ള ആ ഒരു point throughout the presentation you should be able to present. Then only the client will be impressed and he will buy it. Next one is design alternatives. Okay, design alternatives. So it means from the name itself we can understand design alternatives. So we have already discussed about the design alternatives. So particularly those that are considered at the evaluation stage, including diagrams and descriptions of each. Okay, I don't think we don't need an explanation for this because we have already done this design alternatives. Like, for a particular model elevator, you will be developing different types of model. Like, for example, we can say that for the drug trolley, okay, drug trolley that is used in the hospitals. Okay, so to develop a drug trolley that has to be used in the hospitals, ഒരുപാട് models. I think we have developed around 7 models, and out of the 7 models, last one has been selected. Same case we can say for the carry bag also. We are designing a bag for the college students. Okay, so for that also we have developed different types of models, and of the different types of model, one model with the best one was selected. Okay. So same pattern will follow here also. So washing machine എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിലും it will be having different design alternatives. So you should also project the different that design alternatives. That evaluation stage should be properly shown, and we should say that out of these stages, the last stage it was a successful. That is last നമ്മൾ develop ചെയ്ത് വന്നപ്പോൾ we have found that the last model, എല്ലാ മോഡൽസിന്റെയും അല്ലെ first model I have developed in the okay. For example, I'm telling you, I have developed the first model of washing machine, but it is unable to control water. That means water consumption is more. Okay, so that model has been failed. So taking all the good features of the first model, I have developed the second model. Okay, so second model is having the problem that is having low capacity. Okay, so I started the how to develop this capacity. Okay, so I'm taking all the good features of first and second model, and I have developed the third model. Okay, so this process is going on. Okay, so that design alternative should be correctly depicted using the pictures. Next one is highlights of evaluation procedure and outcomes. So it includes the key metrics or the objectives that bear heavily on the outcomes. Okay, from the title then you can understand what it is. Highlights of the evaluation procedure and outcomes. Okay, that means you should highlight the evaluation procedure and outcome of your design. Okay, the key objectives and outcomes should be projected or highlighted in your presentation. Okay, നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു key objectiveും അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു outcome, it should be very well projected. അതിന്റെ result. Selected design, explain why this design was chosen. Okay, so you will be having different designs. Okay, for the washing machine, you can imagine that I have developed around 8 models. Okay, out of the 8 models, I have selected the last one, 8th one. Okay, why I have selected this? What is the advantage of this washing machine over the other washing machine? Okay, the last washing machine select ചെയ്യാനുള്ള correct reason. That is, okay, the reason for selecting a particular design and why. That's it, selected design. That is explaining why this design was chosen. Next is features of the design. Okay, now 8th model has been selected. Now the features of this 8th design, that is highlighting the aspect that it makes superior to the other design alternatives and any novel or unique features. Okay, so what are the features or qualities of my 8th model? Okay, why did I selected it? Why it is superior to other models? All these things I have to exhibit correctly. Next one is proof of concept testing. Okay, proof of concept testing, which means that especially for the audience of technical professionals or whom it is likely to be of great interest. Okay, so this audience, they will be having technical and non-technical people. So technical people, basically they will be having a lot of ideas, they will be having a lot of doubts about it. Okay, and they will be having a greater interest to it, technical people. So non-technical people, maybe for them it is a business, and for others it is just an information. or for the users means how it is used. But technical people, they will be thinking, oh, it's very interesting. Our technical sort of thinking. Okay, okay. So for them, you should try to explain the concept with proof. Okay, and for the technical people, you should try to explain them with the concept and with the proof. Okay, a demonstration of the prototype, assuming that a prototype was developed and that was shown. Video or the still videos, photos may be appropriate here. Okay, and then you have to do, you have to show your prototype model. Okay, number end of the presentation, you have to show the demonstration of your prototype. What I have developed, you can show the prototype of it. The videos, sorry, still photos. Okay, which will actually help you in buying this product. Okay, so എല്ലാം പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് last you have to show your model, eighth model of washing machine to the viewers. The next one is presentation and visual events. Okay. So at the earlier stages of presentation planning, the design team should find out what devices are available and general setting of the room in which it will be presented. Okay. Tips and pointers: limit the number of slides. Okay. Presentations are the visual events. So here what we are discussing, so that's about the presentation. Okay, the presentation. What should be included in our PPT? What all contents should be included and how it is should be presented. I will not discuss it. Okay. Now we are discussing the presentation will be done in a seminar hall or it will be done in a big room where all the professionals will be coming. Okay. Now, how to make this presentation a visual event? Okay. The people who are coming should be interested. Okay, if not, you should be able to interest them. You should be able to generate a thought of interest in them. Okay, so how these presentations can be made into a visual events. Okay, so there are certain tips and points that I can share you through this, so that the people who are sitting in a seminar hall or people who are sitting in an audience listening to the presentations will be interested. First one is that limit the number of slides. Don't add too much of slides. Okay, ഒരുപാട് slides അതായത് ഒരു machine I am presenting, don't add hundreds numbers of slides. That will be highly boring. Okay, don't add too much of explanation to any point. That is, for example, if I am to explain the interior of the washing machine, I can add just one picture which shows the interior of that washing machine. Don't take too much of pictures. I'll top in the side in the എല്ലാ ആംഗിളിലും ഓരോ പിക്ചർ ഇടരുത്. So it will actually make the viewer a bore. Okay, just add one picture which shows all the details of the interior, and that's it, enough. Okay, so you should always learn to, so thereby you can limit the number of sites. Okay, you should always learn to limit the number, and the content also you should try to tell it precisely. Be sure to introduce yourself and your teammates on the title slide. Okay, so on the title slide you should introduce yourself and also about your team members. Beware of the clutter. Slides should be used to highlight slides should be used to highlight key points. They are not a direct substitute for reasoning of a final project. That means the slide should be used to highlight the key points. Okay, so in washing machine design, if I am taking, we will be having a lot of details. Technical details will be there, important details, the unimportant details will be there, different kinds of details will be there. Okay, so you should be able to highlight the key points. Important ആയിട്ടുള്ള points highlight ചെയ്യാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കഴിയണം. Okay, in the slide you should always include the important points. Okay, and they are not the direct substitute of the reasoning of the final report. Okay, so end of the day you will be keeping a report also. Okay, That report, ഈ report ഒരിക്കലും ഇതിനൊരു substitution അല്ല. പക്ഷേ you should always try to exhibit the key points in your PPT. Make points clearly, directly, and simply. Yes, make your points clear, direct, and simple. Making it direct is very, very important because to explain a particular point, കാട് കയറി പറയരുത്. What it is, send it directly. They will understand it. ഒരു മന്ദബുദ്ധികളൊന്നല്ല വന്നിരിക്കുക. Like they won't much people who want to know only will come and sit. Okay, so make it clear, simple, and direct. Use colors skillfully. Yes, this is very important. Don't make it like any Tamil movie. Don't make it include too much of colors. That will actually lower the standards of the presentation. Okay, use standard colors. Okay, don't use don't make it like a rainbow. Okay, don't add unwanted animations. Okay, sometimes you can say letters will be jumping, letters will be flying, letters will be coming from the corners. Okay, ഒരു professional presentation, from a technical point of view, if you see a presentation, that's not bad. Too much of animations is bad. Okay, and too much of colors is also very bad. Don't add too much. Add colors, standard colors. That's it. Okay, so use colors skillfully and use animations appropriately. Yes. Don't use too much of animations. Don't allow the letters to jump or dance. Let them come. Do not reproduce completed design tools. Yes, don't reproduce any completed design tools. Okay. Consider carefully the size and distance of the audience. Okay. That is, you have to consider how far the audience are sitting. Okay, it should not be like it should be audible to the people who are sitting in the front. No, it should be audible to the people who are sitting in the backstage also. Okay, ഏറ്റവും ബാക്കിലുള്ള ആൾക്കാർക്ക് അത് കേൾക്കണം. That's it. So that's about how to some tips and pointers how to present a presentation in the hall, or you can say in the room. Okay, we're having certain points. Next one is practice make you perfect. Yes, definitely. Experience makes a man perfect. Like practice makes you perfect. Okay. How this is done? To the effective speakers, typically need to practice their parts of the presentations alone and then in front of others, including before an audience, with at least some people who are not familiar with the topic. We want to speak to an audience in their language and then we want to maintain a professional tone. So we are having a presentation. So prior to the presentation, you will be spending some 1 week or 2-3 days to prepare this PPT. Okay, so you have prepared this PPT. You have prepared this, including all the facts, including all the features, and following all the guidelines. You have prepared PPT in that. But this has to be presented well. How it can be presented well? You have to practice it. Okay, you have to practice it. Like you can say prior, like in our schools, you might have participated in the speech competition. Okay, so what is happening in a speech competition? First you will study it and then you will practice it. Okay, in your home you will show it to your father, you will show it to your mother, you will show it to your parents. Okay, so you will you will you will show your features to your parents. You will practice it. Okay, by seeing the mirror. Okay? You can also practice this by seeing the mirror, by seeing your own reflection. You can practice it. Okay, so practice is very important. Okay, so here also the presentation you have to study it and then you have to practice it in front of the audience. It should not be like you're just reading it. Okay, or just ഇങ്ങനെ വായിച്ചു പോകരുത്. You should practice it how to present it in the perfect way. That you have to practice. Okay. Okay, upon practice, very important is your professional, your body language is very important, your language is very important, your content is very important. All these things are very important. Okay, it has to be very clear, legible. All these things have to be important. Second point is that the audience, they always want to speak in their language. Okay, so maybe they wanted to present the audience, maybe they want to present the presentation in their own language. Okay, so for example, if I'm speaking English, I'll be having a different tone. അപ്പോൾ മലയാളത്തിലേക്ക് വരുമ്പോൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് ടോൺ മാറിപ്പോകും. Maybe my language will be different, like കണ്ണൂർ സ്ലാങ്ങിലേക്ക് വരാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. So that is not good. That is not advisable. Okay, even if you are speaking in your own mother tongue, you should maintain a professional tone. Okay, so people are coming from the different edges of the different edges. Maybe some is coming from Trishur, some is coming from Kannur, maybe some people are coming from Trivandrum. Okay, so our basic as a mother tongue, it will be having a different slang. Okay, so when you go to a professional representation പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ ഒരു local tone should not be followed. അതായത് കണ്ണൂർ സ്ലാങ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തൃശ്ശൂർ സ്ലാങ് അവിടെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. You should follow a professional tone even in your mother tongue. So that is very important. That also you have to practice. Okay. So you have presented the presentation in English. The audience will be asking in their mother tongue. Okay. Their mother tongue they will be asking. Okay. You are replying in a mother tongue. But mother tongue reply to that should be in a professional tone. You are make sure that your slang is not coming. Okay, our professional tone and maintain. That's the second point. That is, you want to speak to audience in their language, maintain a professional tone. Third one is practice sessions, whether solitary or with the others, should be timed and done under conditions that come as close as possible to the actual environment. Okay, so this can be done only with the practice sessions. Okay, this can be done only with the practice conditions. Okay, practice sessions. So you should practice the presentation in a such a way that it should be within the time. Don't take too much of time. Okay, if it is 10 minutes, try to complete in the 10 minutes. Okay, don't take too much of time. Okay, so maybe you are given a 5 minutes. Within the 5 minutes, how much the content, it doesn't matter. You have to complete within the 5 minutes. Okay, for 5 minutes, the best of your design should be exhibited. Okay, and the washing machine at the best quality should be exhibited in the 5 minutes. Okay, so that can be done only by the practice sessions. Okay, by correct practice sessions, you have to express it within the time limit. Okay, I think almost time now. You can post your name to mark the attendance. Now we'll continue in the next class.